Hello everybody and welcome to my new Napoleon online commentary battle. As you can see, this is a 2v2 with me and my friend Blue against GOV, General Cronje and Nordic Lion. The map on which the battle took place, as you can see, is Spanish Lakeside. Blue, my teammate for this match, was commanding the British forces. His opponent, Nordic Lion, as you can see, was commanding the French. On the other hand, I decided to take the Ottoman Empire. Whilst my opponent, General Cronje, brought the Austrians. Right at the beginning of the battle, General Cronje sent two of his cav units ahead of his forces to try and take my upcoming units by surprise. In a response to that, I rushed my forces quickly to the hill, together with Blue on the joint flank. Soon on, his cav struck, and he went for a downhill charge trying to take my cav forces, which luckily I managed to stop in time and get some shots at the approaching cav units. Seeing that he is losing this fight, he sent his cav more downhill, trying to take the approaching line units. But thanks to Blue's support from his line units and the square formation from my line units, we managed to repel the attack. Unfortunately, General Cronje didn't stop there and he sent more cav units, cuirassiers now, to try and take our line. But to his surprise, he ran straight into a square formation from mine and Blue's forces. On the other side of the map, Blue was slowly moving his main force, trying to take on the French guy. Nordic Lion decided to take a defensive approach to his fight, and instead of moving on to intercept Blue's forces, he decided to stay and take the first shot at him. But unfortunately to him, Blue's initial tactic of going with a double hammer into this fight was an ideal response to his defensive approach. As you can see, Blue brought two fencibles or militia units, one on his left and one on his right side, to suck up the shots from the French line, before his lights were ready to deal some damage. Nordic Lion's defensive approach took a step forward, in a way that he used his Voltigeurs to set up stakes behind his line. This has left his line unprotected and vulnerable to the British light units, who dealt some high damage at the French units. Blue, seeing that he's got the upper hand, he decided to take the initiative and brought one of his cav units to take on the line. Also, on our joint flank, where he had two of his line units supporting me, he did the same thing. He charged one of his cav units and took the Austrian general by surprise. Returning at my side of the battle, at the far left side, where I had my lights and line units taking on General Cronje's line, the Austrian general sent two of his cav units to take on my men. I decided to use my lights as a steady force and melee his cav units, in order to gain as much time as possible for my line behind to take some shots at them. When his cav dealt with my lights, it moved straight forward trying to take my line, but instead of catching them by surprise, it moved straight into a gap which was formed by my square line. After finishing off his cav units, it was time for my melee to get into the fight, and it was exactly what I did. I set my Bashi bazooks and semi-janissaries to take his two line. On the other part of the ridge, I used my cav forces to deal with his line, before rushing up my other melee units. All of this together with blue support was more than enough to deal with the threat from the Austrians. On the other part of the battle, Blue proved the success of his double hammer tactic and was now taking care of the remaining French forces. In order to take rid of the threat quickly, I've sent the remaining of my melee forces to help Blue out. This brings us to the end of this video. I would like to say good game to all who played. I hope you all enjoyed this, and please don't forget to rate, subscribe and comment.